Hi everybody, it's Jenna from the South Brunswick Public Library Teen Department. This week's DIY is making Twig Star mobiles. So a lot of the materials you'll actually find outside because most of them are just twigs. So if you're like me and you had a lot of twigs and sticks outside after the hurricane a couple weeks ago, they're still out there, so you just want to do some stick collecting. And the materials are basic. I will let you know this one is a little more involved than some of the other crafts, so give it some time. Probably about 2 hours from start to finish, so make sure you carve out a chunk of time. Or you could do it over a couple of days. The actual kind of decorating the stars is the part that takes the most time, so if you want to do them over a couple of days, you can do that as well. So you don't have to do it all at once. But again, very easy in terms of materials and the actual crafting, but it does take a while, so just give yourself some extra time. All right, hope you enjoy. Okay, after you go outside and you collect all of your twigs and sticks, the thinner the better. You're going to want to make sure they're all the same length. So you can measure out one. It doesn't have to be exact, but just to give yourself a basic measurement. This is about 6 inches or so. So you'll see they're not all exactly the same length, but you want them to be approximately the same. So you can kind of pull off the sides if you need to. You can cut them as well, but sometimes it's a little bit easier if you just rip them off. So that one's a little bit smaller, but that's okay. They don't have to be exact. You can also make different size stars, so again, just about a similar length. You can also kind of measure them out later on to see which ones go together. So you can go ahead and repeat that. If you want 5 stars, you're gonna need about 25 sticks that are about the same length. So think about how many stars you want, and then multiply it by 5, and then that's how many sticks you'll need. And after you have a bunch of your sticks, now we can start organizing them. So you can go through and pick out the best ones. I'm looking for the 25 best ones. So if you have some that have like a little extra bit on the side, then I would probably get rid of that one. If you have some that are a little bit more curved, I would also get rid of those. So just kind of go through and see which ones don't have any knots, that look pretty straight, that look to be about the same size. And then you can start separating them into groups of 5. Okay, now we're going to take 5 sticks at a time and start building our stars. So you're going to take 2 sticks, hopefully they're about the same length, and meet them at a point. That's going to be the top of our star. Then take another one from the lower right hand corner, place one up on an angle. Same thing for the bottom one. Start from that left corner, place it up, and then one across the top to complete our star. You might have to finagle it a little bit so they all touch, but that's okay. It'll be a little bit easier once we start gluing them. And there's our star. And after you have your star all assembled, you can take your glue gun. I just put a magazine down so it won't get so hot. So you're just going to take your top 2, try to hold it down with your hand, put a little bit of glue, just a dot should do, on each part. Just make sure that's those 2 sticks are actually meeting. So I'm just going to give it a second to make sure that it solidifies. And then you'll repeat that for all the different 5 ends. And after your stars are all glued up and dried, now we can decorate them. So again, you can do a couple of different things. You can use ribbon, you can use yarn, you can use string, you can use paint, you can use glitter. However you want to decorate them, you can. I'm going to use a couple different things you'll see. If you're going to use string or any sort of, long yarn, you're just going to want to tie a little knot at the top to keep it secure. And after you tie it at the top, Then you're gonna start wrapping it around. You're gonna wanna cut a small piece of yarn and then just keep twisting it around. This is why you want just a small piece to get started. You're just gonna wrap it around as tightly as you can so you don't have any spaces. It's gonna look cooler if you don't have a lot of space between. And again, this part is tedious, so take your time. I'm gonna speed it up for the sake of the video, but you're just gonna wrap it around and then do the same thing for the entire star. So you'll see it when it's done. Okay, and after we finish decorating all of our stars, so I use glitter on 2 and I use yarn for the rest. So now we're going to actually attach it to a larger stick. So you want a stick that's about 1 foot long. And then you're just gonna take one of your stars. You're gonna double knot it, so tie a knot through the top. That's one knot. Tie it nice and tight. That's one. And there's 2. Okay, so nice and tight. And then you're gonna tie it to your main stick. So again, you're gonna do a double knot right around the top of that stick. There we go, there's one. And double knot it. And 2. Okay, and then when it's nice and secure, you can go ahead and repeat that for the other remaining stars, whatever length string you want. And then you're gonna have a lot of extra loose string at the top, so you can go ahead and trim those off a little bit on both the stars. So it looks nicer and neater. And then also at the top, you'll see there's like extra at the top. So you can go ahead and just chop off all the remaining extra string at the top. And then our final step is just attaching our stick to our hanger. So you just want to take one side, you can use the twine. You just want to attach one side, wrap it around both. Do a double knot to secure it. 1, 2. And do the same thing on the other side. And then we should be ready to hang it up.